Welcome to the Blue House Bull Session, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. We are happy that you could be here with us. Merry Wednesday. Happy after Memorial Day and all of that whatnot. I am once again joined by my best friend in the whole wide world, Fuzzy. Thank you for being here today. I gotta tell you, over the weekend, the fine folks at Coliseum held an event, Coliseum Live, as part of MomoCon, and it opened up with the segment that I was at least partially in fault of, called Zelda Wheel Blitz. They took Jiggy's concept of a Zelda wheel, not even really his, but they took the concept of a Zelda wheel, and they pulled all the delay in stalling out of it. You made a $10 donation, and 7 seconds later, the couch was playing a different game. We looked at the numbers. It was a 2-hour segment, and there were 11 different games they were switching between. There were 6 people on couch, and they kept handing off the controller. Hour for hour, that was the highest earning segment of Colo Live.
Well, yeah, there's a reason to an active immediate effect to your dollar.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of incentives between a lot of different events before, but this one was wild. And a lot of the success of that bit is owed to Jiggy. He really does play up the chaos of it a lot and bring a whole lot of energy to it. The whole couch was fantastic, including MC, who wasn't really on couch but kept getting called back to it because he's the only one that can play Oracle. Alex was there, Gymnast was there, Andy was there. It was a good bit. I think we did okay. But now I think I want to do something with that. And I haven't decided what, but I'm thinking I might, for Jthon, where I'm raising money for me, I think I may have to do something like that wheel bit. Pick the games I can actually play and have it switch between them so people can tell me I've spent entirely too long playing Binding of Isaac. It's time to switch back to Little to the Left now. Just completely switch gears that way.
The biggest thing that I worry about with those is losing progress. At least with Zelda games, given their nature of how they are being run,
yeah,
you can do things like a save state and just okay, it can pause and come back.
I have a very, very vocal kitty today. Yeah, I would want to kind of limit it to things that have that save state ability. I made a joke in passing. Ow, get down. Go. I made a joke in passing that I've been practicing my SMZ3, my Super Metroid Link to the Past crossover randomizer recently. I've been playing and practicing more of that just because I love the concept. And I can just imagine running 5 different seeds of that, generate 5 different images, have some way to mark them differently. One of the things when you're building an image for that is you can pick your player sprites in each game. So have 5 different ones where I have them marked so I can tell which one is which and switch between them. Like, they're all SMZ3, but which one, which particular randomization, which power-ups I have at any point in time, you just switch between them. It's like, playing 5 games of chess at the same time and switching board to board to board. And having to, context switch in your head between what state you're in. Or if I do the original Zelda and Metroid crossover randomizer and SMZ3. Something like that. I want some wild combination of things to switch between that's going to make me juggle too much info.
Yeah, it would have to be, if you're going for the maximum cognitive dissonance on each switch, it would have to be, I'd even say like no crossover of the franchises, not even just like different, like one is a, Metroid Zelda randomizer, one is a Castlevania Mega Man, randomized, like just
Yeah.
wholly different, or somehow guarantee what, no, not wholly different. You make some way where it's a series of Venn diagrams. This one is Metroid and Zelda. You get another one that is Zelda and something else, and then something else. So every time it switches, one of those sets of elements stays the same and one of them switches. And that'll be even more confusing because it's not like, okay, throw away all the Metroid and Zelda data. I am now in this, like, half the partial, like, half of your data goes away, but half of this data is like Zelda, like, no, wait, no, no, that was I had the hook shot. The other one, this one, I have the hook shot, but not this one.
Vanilla Link to the Past, Vanilla Super Metroid, and SMZ3R. But use the original character sprites so I don't know when it switches whether I'm in vanilla or rando, if I'm in the crossover or not.
Yeah.
I think we found the ultimate punishment. Okay, with the understanding that it's anything before GameCube, what would be your wheel? What would you want to play?
Before GameCube?
Anything before GameCube.
Like, not including GameCube.
Correct.
Okay. Link to the Past is always good, but that's just such a great game.
It is. It is.
See, I only ever really had like RPGs and stuff.
Fair.
I really only ever owned like 6 or 7 Super Nintendo games. And it was like Super Mario RPG, Final Fantasy 3, whichever was the Breath of Fire one on that. I don't know if that was 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Link to the Past.
Secret of Mana, Evermore, Chrono Cross,
Mana,
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, all my games were SquareSoft games. my Super Nintendo was all SquareSoft. That's what it was.
That's it. We have your bit.
Mana, Evermore. Yeah.
Your bit is the square wheel. It's too perfect. I love it. I love it. We should set that up. Yeah. We should do that for you. We should get you a subathon and have you do square wheel.
Let's see. Link to the Past, because I had my Super Nintendo was the one that came with Link to the Past. It was the big gold box.
Yeah.
Mana, Evermore, Final Fantasy 3. What else did I have? Breath of Fire was not mine, but I had it from somebody. And then there was another RPG. I only had a couple of minutes. I could replay. Oh, Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
I'm like, what other Square games? I had the games you could play 1,000 times back, just over and over. I still, when I picked up Secret of Mana on Steam, horrible controls aside, it's like, oh, I still remember this entire game because I played through the Super Nintendo one
so much.
Oh, just again and again and again, and have fun doing it every single time.
I'm considering now because Symphony of the Night PS1 was before GameCube, so I can put Symphony of the Night on the wheel.
Yeah.
And it just makes me think, how many of the Metroidvania and Zelda likes could I assemble? I don't know. It's a lot to consider, and I think you and I both should do subathons soon. And we'll use the wheel gimmick. We'll set it up for that. I like it. I like it. Stay tuned this weekend. Apparently, I'll be doing a subathon out of nowhere.
I'm down for. I still technically owe all of you still that 24-hour stream at least. And
you refunded
if
those
I
points though.
yeah, because I didn't think I'd have an opportunity to. Because I thought like this last weekend with the holiday, I ended up having my wonderful, delightful, very energetic
Fuzzy Junior.
daughter who decided to open my eyeballs manually when she was tired of me snoring. When you're like not conscious, and then the first thing you see is stop making that noise. Yeah,
I
that's how she woke me up 2 days in a row.
I am so sorry, but I have to laugh anyway, 100%, because that is so her. Because there is some part of that that is so you at her age.
Yeah,
I love Fuzzy Junior
lost
to
it.
death. I really do.
She lost a tooth.
Ooh, hang on. What was it? This one?
No,
Oh, because I found this one.
she had a very loose tooth, and I knew about it. And we were sitting there eating a Happy Meal outside, and she goes, "Here," and I'm like, "What is this?" And I thought she ate her cheeseburger by taking the top bun off and then holding the meat disc and eating it, and then eating the top bun.
I get
But
that. I
and
get
then
that.
not the bottom bun because all the onions were on the bottom bun, just like the reconstituted
Yeah.
onions were on the bottom. And she hands me this little tiny squarish fragment, and I thought she had given me
One
one onion.
onion.
And I'm like, "Thank you." And I'm holding. I'm like, "What is this?" I thought, and I went to go flick it, thinking it was an onion. And she said, "It's my tooth." And I'm like, "What?" And then I dropped it.
Oh no.
And I like, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't watch it bounce, like, don't lose it. And I picked up, and it was her tooth. And yeah,
I
and her
have to
adult
ask.
tooth under it was coming in very at an angle.
I have to ask. Did the Tooth Fairy come visit her?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. I will 100% support the Tooth Fairy at all times. Like, that's something that needs to be carried forward. And, to get children used to the horrors of the bone fairies, you have to make sure they're prepared.
I will send you a wonderful picture.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, it will straighten up. It will straighten up.
Yeah.
You know how teeth work. You have several. I've
Well, my bottom teeth did come in kind of overlapped like that.
yeah.
And one of them was jank at an angle, and one of her bottom teeth was one of her adult teeth was kind of at an angle like that too. So it's apparently a genetic trait that your bottom teeth just like come in at like a horrible angle, not just like overlapped.
Yeah.
It's just a thing, and it's like, like yeah, she's gonna need braces. She's probably gonna need glasses. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how Pundit squares work. You
Yeah.
got two adults with jank teeth and bad eyes.
Odds are they're little sproutling.
Yeah.
So did you guys have fun aside from all of that?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Mowed the backyard, got the climbing monkey bar dome thing out of the shed.
Ooh.
She had a hilarious time with that.
Good, good, good. It's so strange to me, if I may vent a little bit about this, not vent, but I don't want to air too much of anyone's personal business, but there's so much that she's absolutely terrified of. And then she'll just hang upside down from this rickety structure like it's nothing. I get it, but I don't at the same time. Our children, children. Happy Cat Cast, everybody. Happy Cat Cast. She's a weird one in all of my favorite ways. She really is. I like to see her. BJ likes to see her too. She says you should bring her by sometime. She'll leave Rufus at home. We went out. We tried to go out to First Watch for breakfast on Monday. They were way too busy. There was a 30-minute wait at IHOP on Monday.
Everybody had the day off. They didn't
Yeah.
know what to do, and nobody wanted to, you know.
We did have a very wonderful breakfast eventually, or a brunch, or perhaps a lunch. I don't know. I got pancakes. That's the important part. And then we also had dinner. She went home to take a nap and do some laundry, and then she came back for dinner. And we got Sonic because it was Memorial Day, and while I did not do any grilling, a cheeseburger was in order. You know, you got to have a burger or a hot dog or something. It's a U.S. holiday when it's not snowing. You eat a burger and a hot dog. Gotta...
Oh, I should get my grill out.
Yes, yes. You should get your grill out, and I should find my way over there to make use of it. I'll bring exactly 7 meatballs to put on there in a bowl of ramen.
I need to know how to make chicken because I bought some chicken breasts because they were on sale, and I have a container of like 7 or 8 skinless chicken thigh cutlet things.
Yeah.
And I need to cook them. And I don't know how because I've never had to cook them.
Is there anything in particular you would want to do with them? Because I have a bunch of recipes that are all relatively painless, and I can give you the how to heat the poison out of it while still making it taste like base, and you can adapt it from there.
Honestly, I just need to know what's the minimum steps I need to do to make them not poisonous. I will flavor and season them later. I'll throw them over rice. I'll freeze half of it and just, make chicken strips and put it in other things and eat that for a week. I just need to take chicken, do I just put them on a baking sheet and put in oven for some minutes?
You can do that, or you can cube it and pan saute it until it is no longer pink. If you dice it, by the time it's not pink on the outside, it's not pink on the inside as well, because size, cooking, density, all of that. And diced chicken you can use for just about anything.
I don't want to take the time to dice raw chicken.
Understand.
Literally, what's the minimum number of steps I can go from it is in the fridge to it is being cooked?
I will do a little looking, but yes, it is minimal effort. If you want to use a meat thermometer, you can. It goes to 165 for chicken, I believe. But yeah, you can just throw it in the oven, bake it until it hits that internal temperature, a little bit lower because it'll continue to bake afterwards. Or the pressure cooker, if you want to shred or pull it for barbecue. If you put it in the pressure cooker, it will come out super tender and flaky and fall apart. That'll be steps after to shred it, but
yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day. I want to make buffalo chicken dip. And that's basically what you do is you slow cooker instead of pressure cooker, and you add buffalo sauce and cream cheese, and ta-da, you have a food.
It's a slow cooker. You start with a block of cream cheese.
Yes. Yes, you do. A knob of butter. the gravy packet out of your whatever you're making. One single bay leaf just so that you forget about it and someone complains that a tree barfed in your food, you know. That's how it works.
Yeah.
You know what else I
Yeah,
have?
now that the weather's like going to be nice-ish, I do want to. I remember when I moved into not this house, but the
The
previous
one
one.
before, yeah.
Yeah. The actual blue house, not this one. Um, we had a little patio off the back. I got a grill, and it was a covered patio, so I could like have a grill out there and go out there in any weather.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'd go out and grill in the middle of the night, or if it was raining, and I would just go out and just grill a couple things all the time. Like, I think I went through 2 full tanks of propane because I was grilling all the time.
Yeah.
And I loved that because I didn't have to heat up the house. I could just, throw a couple, however many burgers, it just would scale.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I miss
Grilled
outdoor
pineapple
cooking.
rings a lot.
Oh, yeah. Grilled pineapple is so good. So good.
Yeah.
You know what else I have? I have dried vegetables. Like little quarter-inch cubed dried vegetables.
What kind of vegetables?
Potatoes, bell peppers, onions, carrots, probably celery, I'm not sure. Vegetable soup mix, ostensibly.
Ah.
But I bought a 3-pound bag of diced dried vegetables.
Did you buy ramen toppings?
Effectively, except,
Okay.
like, I wanted to see. You are right. You have called me out. I bought them because I wanted to see, hey, if I'm making ramen, what if I just throw a fistful of this stuff in it? Now it has vegetables in it, and by God, it works.
Well, they sell that.
Yes.
I keep getting ads for it because it's like premium ramen top. It's like the vegetables that you put in, you come in your ramen thing, but it's like for the cheaper ramen that doesn't have that, you can add this, but it's like not as preserved. It's a lot fresher and better. And
well, those are like the freeze-dried ones that like rehydrate really easily. Mine are like the hard-dried ones where it's like, if you want this to be edible, you absolutely have to boil it with the water.
Gotcha.
It is for making soup mixes or for making survival food or stuff like that. And I've been eating a fair amount of those.
Is this why you said you found out you could just eat peas?
No, that's from way before.
Okay.
I learned that from Desi. Like, if you get frozen sweet peas, they're frozen, but they're not hard, if that makes any sense. They are soft when they warm up because they have been parboiled at least, but they have not been cooked so that all the sweetness leaves. They have the texture of an otter pop. But they are sweet, although they are still vegetable flavored. So they're kind of, I want to say grassy, but that makes it sound inaccurate. Point is, no, that was a Desi thing, and I'm not sure where she picked it up, but it was a life changer for me. If you have a bag of frozen peas, I'll say it again for anyone new here on the show, eat a handful of them, frozen. Don't cook them, don't add them to anything. Just grab 5 or 6 out of the bag, out of the freezer, and pop them like M&Ms. It is way healthier than M&Ms. It is not as chocolatey as M&Ms. But if you want to eat a couple bites of something kind of sweet, have some frozen peas. They're good. They really are. They really are. I will die on that hill. And this is coming from someone who, is the biggest proponent of the spicy nuggets frosty combo ever. So,
well, that just makes sense.
It does. It does. I'm gonna end up living at Wendy's, at, Zeldathon, because now that Bar Louie is closed, My only options in the parking lot are now Wendy's and Taco Bell. And the Taco Bell there is questionable. Not bad, but they emphasize fast service. I will be super diplomatic and say they emphasize speedy service over everything else.
Taco Bell's going through an identity crisis right now.
They are. I want the damn nuggets still. I'm trying to be patient, but I want the nuggets.
Yeah, they're not out yet. I think what it was is they were waiting for the price of chicken to drop from the spring slaughter.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, and McDonald's has this problem too, but McDonald's has this problem worse because they're bigger. But even, the B tier ones like Taco Bell, it's not just one store. Anything they make, they have to buy enough
For thousands and
supply chain
thousands of.
Right. And not just once, it's, hey, we need 10,000 pounds of chicken every day for 4 months.
Yeah.
That's why they do a limited time thing, that's how long they can guarantee the supplies. That's why they say while supplies last, is sometimes they're like,
the supplies stopped lasting. Guess we got to take it off the menu. Yeah.
well, it's like it's a rolling just in time type thing. We put in the order now for it to arrive in 3 weeks. And then when they decide, okay, we stop, those orders are still coming in for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But they don't know how long those are lasting because it's a constantly repairing supply.
And that's the truth behind the McRib. Some of it is they play up the scarcity of it and all of that. But honestly, they decide to roll it out when pork prices drop low enough.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. They control the pork market in large part by that. But I digress. I love the McRib. Every time I get one, it reminds me that I don't really like the McRib that much.
Who is 7-Eleven that's not 7-Eleven?
Circle K?
Is it Speedway or Circle K?
I think it might be both
Speedway.
of them. BP.
Speedway. No, it's one of the two.
Okay.
I think it is Speedway. It is Speedway because anyway, the Speedway at my corner, they have in the cooler section, they have those off-brand McRibs.
Yeah.
And they always have like one or two in the cooler, and they're chilled, they're cold. It's a McRib.
Yeah.
And it's only like $2.
I have absolutely picked one of those up.
Instead of like overpriced like the big fatty meat stick things.
Yeah.
I'll just get a McRib because like it's right there. I'll eat it cold in the parking lot. It tastes perfectly fine cold. And I will eat it. It's like, oh, I can just get a McRib whenever.
Yeah.
From the gas station.
Because they don't have to produce them in the quantities of the mythical McDonald's McRib.
It's pressed pork
Yeah.
shavings in a... Yeah.
No, I'm hip. I'm 100% aware of that, but they attached... Somehow they magically attached prestige to that.
Oh, now you're going to sit up there? You're tired of sitting on me?
I switched chairs. I don't have much of a back on this one, so Sarge can't sit on it. It may be time to rotate office chairs back out.
We could probably just build a shelf on the back of that thing.
Yeah, but I don't really know where I was going with that, but anyway, those dried veggies, I have a dedicated not coffee grinder in my kitchen for turning things that are not coffee into powder when I need to. And I threw a handful in there once and added them to ramen. I wanted to see if it would thicken it up a little, and it turns out it thickened it up more than a little, but it didn't mix. It didn't stay emulsified. So I had small particles of very thick ramen sitting at the bottom of my ramen. Point is, if I did it right, I could make mashed potatoes, except the potatoes are also carrots and peppers and onions and celery. And I'm really tempted to do that because I could see that being pretty good if I used it to like crust something, or if I just serve it by itself as a side dish of mashed vegetables, or I don't know. But it was a neat concept, and I was pleased with the possibilities. The execution I chose was sloppy, but I was pleased with the possibilities.
One of the nights, I think it was Friday night, I had made kid dinner, and made kid safe dinner that I knew she would eat,
Yeah.
and I was going to eat something else, and I had one of my ramen rectangles and peeled it, and I did not microwave it for some reason. Oh, the microwave was busy making her stuff. That's what it was. So I boiled, I boiled the water in the kettle and I poured it in, like probably effectively the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And I put the flap down. I put something on top of it to hold it down. But what the problem was is I put something on top of it and I no longer saw the big ramen logo. And then I got distracted. And then I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And I went to bed, put her to bed because she's got to go to bed at, 8 o'clock. So she's asleep by 9.
Yeah.
And went and laid down with her. And then I fell asleep and I woke up in the morning time before she did because I had gotten my, requisite 8 hours starting at 8 p.m. And I'm like, man, I am hungry. I didn't eat enough for dinner last night. I'm like, wait,
I didn't.
what did I eat for dinner last night?
Yeah.
I made ramen. Oh, crap. I never ate my ramen. It's still sitting on the counter. And I go down there expecting it to be like all dried. No, because the seal.
It kept it in. It kept it from evaporating.
And I opened it up and all the water was absorbed into the noodle. And that container was full, like expanding foam to the brim with nice, fresh, still moist, and not cold because it had retained a fair amount of heat.
Yeah.
Like they were room temperature. They weren't even cold noodles.
Perfect
So
snack.
I'm like, well, this container is designed to be microwaved as is. So I just put it back in the microwave for like 30 seconds. It's already got a pocket of moisture in there. All the noodles heated up, and I had like fresh, hot, fluffy noodles. And I'm like, am I just like eating ramen way too fast? Should I let it sit a lot longer and let it absorb all, like, not like let it sit for 5 minutes, like let it sit and steep for like 20 minutes and just actually absorb stuff. And I'm like, this is so much better.
100%. I make my noodles in my weird ritual we talked about before. I bring them in here to the desk, and then I set them down for 20 minutes and do something else. And they soak up a lot of the broth, and they get even softer and fluffier, and then they're perfect.
Yeah.
Then I eat them.
Gonna have to, yeah.
We eat way too much ramen.
I try not to eat. I aim for one a week.
Yeah.
Because I know how much salt is in it. If I have to, I will eat another one. But not like back to back. Like, I try to go at least 4 days in between if I have to.
From talking with a medical professional recently, not one in charge of my care, just one I happen to know, they voiced an opinion that they have kind of a contrarian stance on sodium in the diet, in that too much sodium in and of itself is not inherently bad if it is balanced out with additional water. It's electrolytes. too much sodium and not enough water causes problems, but just drink more water.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, also make sure you're getting enough potassium
Right, because you have to have
because
those
it's
in
a.
balance.
So how that works is when your muscles contract, they use one of them, and then when they contract the other way, they use the other way. And it's like if you have too much salt, you muscles can contract, but they don't know how to release. And it's like you have to have enough. And if you eat way too many bananas, your muscles can't contract
Yeah.
because you have too much sodium. Sodium and potassium are like yin and yang, like they balance each other. And if you just eat like a crap ton of bananas, your muscles will like you get like limp muscles because your muscles like don't know how to contract, and all they are is uncontracting. They have like an anti Charlie horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, if you have too much salt in your diet, make sure you're taking potassium. That was the first thing my doctor did, like when I was briefly on a blood pressure pill. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna switch to this one. It's like water is help flush out water." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Oh, it's to get the extra. It'll pull the extra salt out, and it's also and then he added one that had potassium in it." I'm like, "So really, what you're saying is if I cut out salt out of my diet and take some potassium, it's the same as doing this." He's like, "Yeah, just go get like, you know,
A potassium supplement.
yeah, and take one like once a day or every other day, and then avoid salt where you can. You know,
Fair.
if you have to eat, if you have to eat something nice and salty, it's not going to kill you. Don't eat it every day."
Right. Speaking of not eating it every day and foods that are nice
Yes.
and salty, when, when,
Yes.
when are we going back to Texas Day, Brazil?
When either of us has money.
I've been craving spicy picanha. Should we do a churrascario-a-thon? Is that a thing we can do?
I don't know what that is.
A Brazilian steakhouse. The term in Portuguese is churrascaria. Just make Twitch
Okay.
send us there. We'll make a mukbang stream out of it.
Can we stream from Texas Day, Brazil?
You know,
There's our
I'm-
subathon.
I am
For every
down
sub
for
we
that.
eat, we'll order another meat and eat that. I'll sit there and eat an entire cow, one sub donation at a time.
100%, man. I am so down for that. Of course, Aunt BJ, we would absolutely have you there with us.
Somebody's got to call the ambulance when we.
I look at it the other
All I
way.
got to know is, what is their stance on how long you can stay?
I don't think they'll throw you out. They'll hover around and try to make you uncomfortable, but I don't think they'll throw you out. We should probably check the formal rules on that. In any case, we need to make a date to do that soon. We've technically earned enough to feed one of us dinner from Can Do.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have. Maybe not both of us, but we could feed one of us dinner from Can Do. And we got to start planning the Hergel Christmas party, too. We don't have an
Yes.
office to hold it in, but I'm not going to let that stop us.
We can find a place.
We'll just go hold it in Highland Building 1. It's up for sale. I'll talk to the landlord and be like, hey, can we rent this for a day for an event? I'll cover cleaning costs.
But if you were actually serious about getting a place to rent a place like that, down the street from the burger place we went,
Yeah.
there's a large church thing, and they have a barn thing that they have it's a rentable venue hall.
Ooh.
And I see a lot of especially last year, once the world started opening up back up for real, there was a lot of groups, a lot of businesses and stuff that were doing stuff there. Like there's always weddings and stuff, but like during the week, I see businesses and stuff. I see banners on the curb for so and so corp retreat or thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I'm
But it's a
I'm
good
thinking
spot.
about
It's
it.
right by local food establishments and stuff.
I'm thinking about it
I
because
don't I don't think we need a whole hall necessarily, but
no, but you know what? We've been doing this technically longer than a year. We did our first initial meetings and signing of paperwork before I even got everything filed as the LLC last year. At Christmas we will have been doing this over a year. I have daily chess commit notes involving everyone from November 2023.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because that was around the time I started egging you on, like, hey, I need to find a job. He's like, let's do this for real.
Yeah. And now
Oh God,
we're A, finding you a job, and B, doing this for real.
that came up on that conversation.
Did it?
He's like, do you have? Are you employed right now? Do you need to give notice anywhere? Like, how soon could you start? And I'm like, I do a thing on the side with some friends. It's a game studio thing, but it's all like our collective part time hobby.
Yeah.
Like we're actually like a filed thing, but it's all it's all like side projects that we all work on together and put stuff out there.
Yeah.
So it is like a real business, but it's not like
A
a
full time
job.
employment I will have to leave, right?
Yeah, I said like it's a job. It is not employment,
Yeah.
but it's not a conflict, and it's not like a thing I have to like give notice to because like we work on like the weekends or the evenings, and we just all kind of like hammer out stuff. He's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
They just want to make sure not like, oh, I have to go give notice and wait 3 months and whatever. It's like, no, do you want me to start tomorrow? I can start. I can start Friday. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. It's one of the things I wanted to make sure I maintain with this too is like until it gets to the point where it's sustaining all of us, none of us should have to worry about it. Does it, if that makes any sense at all? It will. I'm going to will that into existence. I am going to manifest that this makes us all stupid, filthy rich.
Well, I mean, if we get enough games out
Yeah.
that all have the potential to make some money, either actively or passively, either games that you have to buy up front, or games that I hate to say it, but it's why the industry works that way it is they generate passive money either through ads, or you have the freemium ones, or ones that people spend money on
Yeah.
in-game purchases and stuff, and they just perpetually, you have to add no new content to it, so it's not a drain on your time. But if somebody wants to, preferably swipe their credit card, get some extra stars because they really want that, auto 86er at the start of every game,
Yeah.
pay us $5 once, we put a flag on your account somehow, and every new game you start, you always get the auto 86er. You get enough people playing, and it just don't no.
I'm just mulling it over. I
I'm
just
just
want to
using
talk. I just want to talk.
I'm just saying a game like that,
Yeah.
as an example of something like a game that people will put money into, 1,000 different people playing at asynchronous times, adding, a dollar here, a dollar there, whatever, those add up
Yeah.
into a larger funnel. That's the thing is it's not about making the hit where they buy it once. And it's not even about the recurring revenue of like a subscription or like, they're buying into effectively Patreon would be like a Hergel level subscription that would get you stuff across all games.
Yeah.
But that's a one time, once a month blanket subscription. And even then, if you get a subscription just for one game, that is still a limited number of people are going to want to pay money for a subscription, and you get that once a month. It's why all the games are all like, nickel and dime and microtransactions. There's a reason they do that, and it's not about getting one game. You get these studios that are cranking out different copies of radically different games because one of them's going to stick,
Yeah.
and all it takes is the one to stick, the right one with you to, like, you know what, I play this free game enough. I'll give it $1.99 for 100 gems, and I'll use them over a couple of months. Guess what? You crank out 20 of those games over a month.
You're gonna
You put them
yeah.
out there. They're just gonna rake in $1 here, $1 there
Well, it's
on
like
scale.
we have the overlays and stuff in Cafe, and I know you said no, don't, but it floats through my head. The audience for that is going to be the people, not necessarily that play the game, but the people that watch the game and the people that participate in the communities that crop up around the game. And you know what? I'm not above, selling you a $3 hat. That doesn't violate the principles in my head because you still get the chance to play the game without having to throw tons of money at it to win.
And the way you do that, and you make it not horrible on both ends, is you make it that sort of purchase persists between games.
Yeah.
If we come up with, you give us that $2.99 and you get that golden hat, or you get that rainbow axolotl or something, you are buying that at the Hergel level. And
Yeah.
if we have another game, we will implement that, and your character will have that in another game.
Yeah.
Or even if it only stays within Cafe, you will have that to anybody playing this.
Mm-hmm.
If I roll into your stream, I'm going to have that rainbow axolotl with the golden hat. And if I go over to, Jiggy stream, if he's doing that once a week,
You still
it's
have
reason
the
crowd control.
rainbow hat and everything. Yeah. That's one of the
Right.
reasons that I was so dedicated to the idea that your character is consistent and persistent across different streams. You as a viewer are the same animal. And that's why there's like the star prices and everything. And that's how I figure we'd end up doing it is you buy stars. There'll be an option, I should be writing this down, I'll keep this in my notes, to convert your stars to cafe bucks. Or to order food with stars, either way. We'll come back to that. We'll put a pin in it for now and come back to it. Baby, I love you, please. I'd love you much more over there. Go play piano for us.
Yes. I still think we need to build out something into the bot. If they do have channel points, they can set up a redeem that allows them to
Yeah.
spend their loyalty points to get stuff without having to like I have to wait for the streamer to play a full day to get a few things. It's like, if they're sitting there taking forever, it's like, I can't order stuff because they're not playing enough days. I'm not getting enough cafe bucks to
Yeah.
earn the stars, or
If
tweak those rates or whatever.
if you, the application, create a channel point redeem, you, the application, can mark it as redeemed when the event happens. And you can remove it when the session ends.
Yep.
So when you, the streamer, log in and you're setting up your whatever, you can say, yeah, here's my conversion rate if we don't pick one by default. And honestly, I'm good picking one by default. But then when your session of the game starts, one of the things it does is it says, Okay, I'm creating the channel point redeem for spend this many points to get cafe bucks. And on disconnect, we remove that event. And when that event happens, we
Yep.
do the thing. That's the way we should do that. And I think I
Yep.
have a ticket for that already.
Probably.
Speaking of tickets, I dropped a link in the Hergel internal chat the other day for a project management board that runs off of GitHub issues. I want to do way more research into it, but Jackson and I were talking last night about decomps. And so we were sitting scrolling on GitHub at 2 o'clock in the morning, as one does. And I happened to see that float across his dashboard. And I'm like, scroll up. What was that? Send me that link. It's like Zoob or something weird like that.
Oh, that's what it. The preview on that was not.
Yeah. It's
Good.
it's a Kanban board that runs on GitHub issues. And I'm like, yo, that's what we need.
GitHub has a Kanban board.
Well, I need to figure out how to use it and if and how I can share it with other
It's
people.
not very good.
Well, that's what I want is a good one.
Yeah.
We're starting to bring in people who are not full partners, and when we're working with outside contractors, which, by the way, we need to talk, you and me, and promise you won't get mad. I may have reached out to some of our favorite musicians about putting together some additional background music for Cafe so we can put out the
Good.
full OST.
Good.
Jackson's very, very interested and has some interesting ideas I want to filter past you. Steven's in. Doug hasn't messaged me back, but
That's definitely something we sell through Steam
yeah,
because it makes you can add on a Steam to an existing game a whole lot easier, and you can track the money from that OST as a separate thing.
yeah,
So we can kick more of that back to those artists. Which I not just Thor, but I know a lot of people that's what they do.
yeah,
Is the majority of the money from the OST goes back to the artists that make it because it's usually driven by the sales of the game.
yeah,
Which it's hard to give them money out of that, but it's like your music goes into our game. Our game drives people to drive the thing that you do get more money out of.
yeah.
And so it's like
I've talked about the Animal Crossing thon before, right? That I want to host. I know a lot of people who are musicians, including people who are like musicians specifically on Twitch. Animal Crossing has a soundtrack that has a different song for every hour of the day, and some of them have different variants for the weather or whatever. You know?
not every hour, but yes.
I thought it was every hour.
It changes every hour.
Yes.
But within the daytime hours it'll subtly shift between some, and it's not a different song, but
A 24-hour marathon. Every musician gets one slot. Midnight to midnight, you play a song that would play at that hour in Animal Crossing. You can riff on it all you want. Here's your theme for your hour. Go crazy. And just play Animal Crossing music for your hour. Try to keep it thematically related to the clock hour that you're slotted for. One of these days, we'll make it happen. We'll get Lacey up there shredding 3 p.m. on the keytar, as she does.
something I wanted to do way back when we were doing Midoku's Digits, and it's funny because you shot me down from this, but it's basically what you're doing with the goddamn sloths. Is I wanted to ever so slightly on a
Yeah.
sine wave curve from noon to midnight and back up is slightly increase or decrease the tempo of the music up to like a maximum of like plus or minus 5%, but just ever so slightly have it slightly faster as it, or reaches like the zenith, and then or slow it down. Yeah, zenith and nadir. Yeah, like yeah, but like just slightly faster and then slightly slower, just to see if anybody noticed. Hey, wait a minute, this music seems a little bit slower than I recognize it.
All right, I understand I shot you down there, but I wanted to let you know that it's not because the idea is not good. It's because I wasn't comfortable that it was a good fit for that project in the time frame we had. That said,
Yeah.
I love the idea. Like, as a whole, the idea is fantastic. Please, yes, let's do something like that.
It's a shout. It's also just like a shout back to our gaming roots
Yeah,
of of because it came up in conversation recently. Fez, of
yeah,
just the ever so slightly different things that happen based on your real time clock. You know,
yeah.
just like, oh, the game knows it is morning, it is daytime where you are at. You know,
Should we write our own Boktai or whatever the game was that was sunlight dependent?
yeah, it was Boktai.
We had a whole conversation about real world time in video game effects and what is and is not acceptable to do with that.
I think I don't know. It has to not be too detrimental
Yeah. If
because
it's
otherwise you like
necessary, there's an upper bound to how much we should make you wait.
well, good example was it is right there on the tin is Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
It is tied to the real world clock based on your system time. For a long time, Animal Crossing New Horizons came out, pandemic and so I watched Kid a lot because World was closed.
Yeah.
So I would watch her in the morning and I had to feed her stuff and then I had to put her down at night because, Jess had to go to bed at like 8 o'clock and, Kid was still up later. So I, be putting her down. Well, there's events that happen in the morning. I'm busy. There's events that happen like at end of day at 9 o'clock. I'm busy putting the kid down. I can't, if I'm sitting there rocking her to sleep for an hour, however long it takes the kid, pass out and unload her into the crib, which is a crazy idea, I would miss a lot of in-game events,
Yeah.
which, it sucks, but like it's a game that everybody is playing in real time together, basically. I kept for a long time and still to this day, my system clock on my Switch is in Pacific time because it would give me a 3 hour later delay. I
Yep.
could put her down at 9 and still have a few hours to go get end of day stuff. KK Slider would come at between 8 and 9 o'clock.
I love
And
you.
if I'm putting her down at that time, I can't go do it. And when I was streaming my Switch a few months ago, and someone's like, "Oh, why is your time off?" And I'm like, "Oh, I keep it in Pacific time." They're like, "Oh, is it because you go out there?" I'm like, "No, it's because I play here, but I work in Pacific time, so like my whole day is shifted, and I would miss stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't want to have to actually get up at 7 in the morning to do a thing in game at 7 in the morning."
Yeah, it's kind of gross like that. I don't know, man. I like the idea of things being tied to real durations. I like the idea of you have to wait 4 hours. This happens every 4 hours. I like a lot less specific times. This happens at noon.
I got a story for you.
Uh oh.
So we were talking about that crazy near Automata crossover thing.
Yeah.
I went I went to go see if that song you wanted was a song I could get for my jukebox thing.
Yeah.
It does exist in the game. I don't have it. It's you get it from the last quest in that series. I don't have it because I did not do that quest. Because that quest line is time gated. Every step you do of it, you have to wait until the next weekly reset to do the next step.
Yuck.
I was 7 steps out of 20 into that quest line
Yuck.
because it was filler over months. It's like every content expansion is like 4 to 5 months or so.
Yeah.
So that thing was time gated, so it was meant to last the 8 weeks that was the current thing that came out before the next new thing. So there's 20 steps, so there was 20 weeks. So you could do 1 step every week. I got 5 or 6 into it, hit that wall, and then just gave up and never did it. That was 4 years ago.
Oh, man.
So I went back and I did the next step. I'm like, okay, I didn't finish that. I go to do it. Okay, you have to wait till next week. And I'm like, it's Wednesday. The week resets on Tuesday. I'm not going to remember this exists in a week. I haven't gotten back and I till I just remembered just now when you said like time gated, and I'm like, oh yeah,
hey, we
I have
need
those
to,
dwarf quests that I didn't.
So it goes. So it goes. Well, we're at the halfway point, so I think we'll take a 5-minute break or so. I'm going to get up and refill my water, and not my coffee, just my water. Just my water. We're good. Go get yourself a little bit of a stretch. We'll run a couple minutes ads, and we will be back with you in about 5. In the meanwhile, stay on the line.
I can't believe you people come here voluntarily.
Welcome back to the Blue House Bull Session, everybody. Thank you for sticking around during the break. Hope you got up and got yourself some fresh water and all of that whatnot. You know, switched out the tanks, what have you. Sarge says hi. She has missed you all as well. She is very, very vocal. But you know what? 'Tis the season. She's going into heat, which is why she's extra cuddly, too. She is still broken. She has not been fixed yet. Maddie, we did get Madison fixed. So we don't have to worry about that. But Sarge is still in desperate need of repair, apparently. Oh, man. Speaking of drinks, something occurred to me. I was shopping at Walmart. I got more drink squeezy whatsits because I have been very much using the drink squeezy whatsits. He says, making whatever the hell this gesture is. Yes, the drink squeeze. Dear Lord, help us all. But I get the Arctic Blast, which is the blue Gatorade flavored one. And as such, it is blue. And it is full of electrolytes, which I understand is what plants crave. And then I get one that is energy, and I did not know it was energy when I first got it, but I have been using it ever since. It is strawberry pineapple something. And as a result, it is very orange. And it just occurred to me as I was getting my rather large glass of orange that I bought color-coded morning and evening drinks. The energy one for in the morning that is orange, and the blue one that is not energy for nighttime. Just like when you buy Dayquil and NyQuil, and you have the orange and the blue-green ones, because one's for in the morning and one is not. And now even my drinks are like that. And the coffee's just brown because drink it all the time. It's a nice neutral color.
What's the mix of all the colors?
Breen. It's dead center between brown and green is breen. I think the technical term is meconium, and if you do not recognize that word, don't go look it up. You don't want to know.
I know that word.
Fuzzy absolutely knows that word, and he knows that color, and we're not going to talk about it any further. We are done there.
Yep.
Man, oh man. So Fuzzy, I have a question, idea, feature request, some combination of those three things. We need to put... Let me rephrase that. I had an idea to put a version of the recipe editor with a submit button on the cafe page if you want to just play around and mess around and make some recipes. And maybe submit them with your name, and who knows, they might get added to the game if you do. I mean, they would go through manual proofing and all of that. I am not against going through a slew of recipes as they get submitted, but...
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't know if I want to show the recipes because I like the idea of unlocking and finding and all of that. But if you want to make a new one and we just show the ingredients, see here, make your new one, describe it, give us your name, etc., etc.
Jay, copy it and put it in a blank recipe.json.
Yeah.
It'll correctly list the 0 out of 0 out of that file.
Yeah.
Or, I can actually clean it up and make it an actual good usable interface and not just like a bunch of divs and stuff that I had to make it usable for you.
Well, if you're interested in doing that, that's a feature I'd like to add, and I'm totally on board with just kind of scotch taping it in front of the general page template that we have now for the website for the game.
Why do you think I was trying to get the website thing to work and I couldn't because I need all these secrets to connect to a bot? It's like, I just want to make a web page, not a server.
Yeah, Please remind me about that after we wrap up for the evening, because I want to help you do that if you have not yet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get the demo build working tonight. Like, hard stop. That is what I am going to do tonight, because I figured out what fixes the problems you were talking about. I've already split it off, so the only things that get copied into a data file are the ones that change between versions, and constants continues to hold everything that's actually constant. But now there is a build vars file that depends on which way you build it.
Yeah.
Which still gets copied over and included, blah, blah, blah. And some of that stuff we're going to have to do in a way that the server can use it too, because there's some of that data that needs to be exposed to the server, but that's always production no matter what.
I think what we do is we make the normal build be the normal game.
Yeah.
And for the demo build, we replace that. We don't need to have two sources. You're not plucking from two. The game is the game, but for the demo one, we're temporarily overwriting it.
I didn't even think about that. Would work.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to keep track of the production one separately either. The data is production unless we specify otherwise.
Yep.
Cool. That'll work.
I've done this before.
I have not. This is my first experience with this, and this is why Go Round 0 was as bad as it was. And Go Round 1 isn't working right now, but from looking at it, I'm on the right track with it? Question mark?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good.
It's just...
It has to work, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I do want to cut the demo for that really soon. I know I had originally said last weekend, but we discovered that it was not finished baking last weekend. But now we have a much better what to do for that. And the benefit of this build process, which you had already stated and is very true, is changes that we make to the game can be rolled into the demo painlessly if we do it this way. You know, we've already marked off where the limitations are. Yeah.
Because the game is the game. The demo is just less of the game.
Right. And we don't want to...
Nothing added to the demo.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's one and a half things added to the demo. There's the pop-up that says, hey, this is the demo. You should watch for the full game coming soon.
Well, don't forget we need to change that then after soon is now.
Yes.
Because the demo can still be a demo.
Right. That is something...
After release.
That is something we will need to change. The thing is, that's in the full game and gets pulled out. It's a dialogue that pops.
Just remove the word soon.
Yes. The other change, that's not really a change. It's set based on a flag, is how often you can buy power-ups. In the demo, you can buy a power-up every day because we want to show off the power-up system.
Mm-hmm.
In the full game, you can only buy power-ups on prime numbered days because you're going to be playing it longer.
Doesn't that mean as soon as you know that, you can oh, it's day 5, open, close. Oh, it's day 6, open, close. Okay, now we're on 7, we can buy it. Just skip the non-prime days.
Yes, in theory. There are some penalties because you won't be earning anything on the days in between, and the price is based on how many days you've been open, in part. It's worth getting the stars on the days in between because of the price of the power-ups.
Okay.
It's not a perfect system. I do understand that. I'm aiming for a good enough system. And God forgive me for saying this. If you're going to min-max a cozy game, do it. If you really
I
want
did
to
for a little
get...
to the left.
Yes, if you really want to get that far out in front of it, I'm not going to be able to stop you. I might be able to slow you down a little. I'm not going to be able to stop you. You can't speed run it because it doesn't end. You'd have to make your own category, fastest billion. Not that people won't.
That's usually how that works.
I hope they do. That would be fantastic. I would love that.
Can that be one of the achievements? Get $1 million?
Oh, yeah. Filthy Stinking Rich will be one of the achievements, absolutely. As will Dead Flat Broke. Have exactly $0.
Mogul. We call it Mogul. Cafe Mogul.
Yeah, we've been collecting our list of the achievements we want to add because as we move towards putting the full final version of this on Steam, achievements and or trading cards are on the list of things that the game will absolutely have. Yes. Yes, baby. Hi. How are you? She doesn't know how she is.
The trading cards will just be the 8 different versions of this cafe cover art that Danny's making rapidly right now.
Oh, it's so pretty. I don't want to show it off yet, but it is so pretty. I love the new cover art. I mean, I'm glad we had a cover art before. I did not plan on it being the final cover art. It was we need a cover art. And that's one of the things I called out very much, too, is like, we have an official stance on AI-assisted art. AI-generated art is a no unless. There are specific exceptions. AI-assisted art is still well, and we prefer not to. But now that we're working with actual artists...
Yeah.
See, the thing is, you can't just go buy cover art for your game in an asset pack. That really is something that is hand-tailored to each project. You can buy sprites, you can buy assets, you can buy sound effects. You can't buy an instruction manual. Like, not a stock one, at least. You can't buy cover art.
IKEA did.
Point is, we have new cover art on the way, which I am very excited for. And I have art that I want to talk to you about putting on the website. I have semi-commissioned, not exactly. I have fan art that I would like to add to the front page as decoration. You know, 3/4 block of text, 1/4 image. And then on the next one, 1/4 image, 3/4 block of text. On a paragraph basis, just to add some illustrations and interest to the front page.
Oh, yeah.
From a handful of people in our community, oddly enough. Bean did one, Trill Girl did one. A couple other people have been talking about doing them, and I like the idea of having a couple different styles of those to show off. Sarge. I like the idea of having a couple different ones to kind of show off just different views of the game and things like that. So.
Yeah.
Sweet. Speaking of games, should we talk about the other game that we're getting ready to cut a new version of? Because we've just done a whole bunch of tickets on it? We're getting ready to release an update to Can Do. So, those of you out there who have it, there may be a new download in your future. We're working on figuring how to do the auto update stuff so you always have the latest one. But we have added some new features and new goodies, and we'll be pushing out a new version of that to itch soon. So, we'll let you know. We will absolutely let you know and point you at where to go get the download and all of that stuff. But, yeah, Can Do's got a new version coming soon. We might even have some DLC coming out for it. Just saying that it's hypothetically possible. I'm not going to rule it out. It's something we've been discussing a bit and have some resources for, and just an add-on pack for fun.
I don't know if it definitely won't be in this first release,
Right.
but hypothetically, for the itch downloads, it would have to be baked in. In a perfect world, we'd eventually have it on Steam. We're adding DLC. There's a whole management for it, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
But also because of the way we're building it and packaging it into an actual thing, we would have to bake it in. But at the same time, it would more be like not buyable, not actual DLC, as we added more content to the game under an optional flag that you can turn on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we got bored one night, and I said, "Hey, I wonder," and then he said, "What?" And then I went radio silent for like a half hour, and I came back with a screenshot of me playing the game in a very interesting and different mode, and he's like, "Oh."
Sorry, there is now water everywhere.
Do you need to take care of that?
I am taking care of that. Oh, not on the mixer, please. Christ, not on the mixer. This is about as taken care of as I can. And if my mixer doesn't blow up, we're in good shape. And I thought I had more napkins over here, and apparently I don't. Oh well. So it goes. So it goes.
I'm going to say this entirely as a lighthearted jab.
Go ahead.
If only there was some sort of rectangular wooden object that you could use to separate the cat from you.
If only. If only.
And we could even like attach it to two metal circular things, so it could easily change state.
Yes, I just never think to do that because it's not a problem until it is. And then when
Well, the cat's always trying to climb on you and your desk all the time.
Yes. Yeah, she is. But I get so guilty. I feel so neglectful, like, immediately. Especially when she's out there doing what she was doing earlier. You know? She knows that's my big weak spot. She knows that's what screws me up and makes me feel like the worst person in existence. And she abuses that knowledge. To clarify, I'm talking about the cat. I know there are lots of people you could say that about too, but I'm talking about the cat.
I wasn't going to say it.
I know.
Say it.
I know you were going to be kind and diplomatic this time. I'll get it out there for you so you don't have to. No, I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. I need to go get that spray bottle.
I'll even go put in a cat door in your thing, and I'll get the bi-directional one so you can lock it either way.
Yeah.
So they can get out. You can just shut the door,
and they can get out and
the litter box to get food.
But they can't get back in. Yeah. We may have to do that. What I need to do is
own a saw.
Go get the spray bottle out of the living room because I don't mind them hanging out in here. I just don't want them hanging out right here. I am going to recondition Sarge to stay the hell off the desk, one way or another.
Get an orange-based air freshener and attach it behind your monitor. Cats do not like citrus. They will try to avoid that, and you will train them to not be on your desk because it will smell like orange.
I think that's going to be my next step.
Yeah. Get one of those like diffuser type ones and just put it where they can't easily knock it over. Ideally, like attach it to the back of the monitor or something, and they will avoid that area.
Fortunately, a lot of this stuff was garbage in the first place.
My cat used to go hang out in the child's room a lot because it was a bunch of new surfaces to sit on and eventually pee on and stuff.
Yeah.
And we did not want him just like always in there, so we hung a couple air fresheners around the base of the door, and so he was like, "Ooh, what's this room? Oh, nope, nope, nope," and he just learns not to go in there.
You know what I need? I know what I need. Like
Two
my
less
old
cats.
desk used to have, a cup holder.
More desk. More desk.
More desk, maybe, but a cup holder. I wonder if there are any of those left in the garage. Probably. I should go look. Because it's a lot tougher to knock over something that's in a cup holder.
How big of a cup holder do you need?
This size?
Oh, you're losing audio. Nope. Cannot hear you. You went zip, zip, and then you stopped. Cannot hear you. Can you hear me? Okay. Nope. Still nothing. You made like a shorting sound, and then you cut out.
A shorting sound, you say?
Nope. Ooh, that did something.
A shorting sound, you say?
It went zzz,
Like
and
she
then dead air.
finally busted my fucking mixer, too. Because the water spilled on the mixer. Well, that changes my plan for Friday significantly. I am calm. I am calm. I am at peace with the world. I have not had $500 worth of equipment die on me in the past 2 weeks. I am good. I am relaxed. Jesus Christ. Anyway, fortunately I have some sort of backup or spare. I even have backup or spare for the next few.
Do you?
Honest to God, I have another mixer that I've been intending to switch this one out for when I had the time and space to move equipment around. I am just
Do
now...
you need to figure out a better place to mount your mixer so it's not on the desk where the cat can walk on it, sit on it, or spill things on it?
Well, I put it in a position where she couldn't walk on it or sit on it, and then something spilled on it. I have a crappy Behringer that I picked up from a friend. It's a flea market special, but it is a thing that will turn multiple inputs into an output, and that's all I'm looking for at this point. It's a 6-channel instead of a 4-channel, and this 4-channel is really a 3.5-channel anyway, so that'll let me hook a little bit more stuff up to it too, which will be nice. Excuse me, goodness, I'm charming. No, I'm mad at you right now. No, I don't like you anymore. That's a lie, I still love you very much. Stay the hell off the desk. No, absolutely not. That's what you said last time, and look where it got us. Yeah, that's because of you. Sarge is so sweet and cute. You know what? She may be a great big pain in my butt, but I still love her. I do. And I'm also willing to bet that if I let the mixer dry out, that it will be fine. It was just happened to be on and water got under a knob.
Did you unplug it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it no longer even has like phantom power going to it, so we are good there. As soon as you brought it to my attention, I powered it off. And then I pulled, oh no, I pulled the wrong plug. Let's pull this plug. Unscrew that real quick, and now it is unplugged. But we should be good. Yeah, the Behringer mixers are not bad. They are economy mixers, yes, but they are good enough equipment for sure. They are good enough equipment for sure. So, I will swap that in at some point this week, and hell, maybe I'll actually end up finding out that I didn't ruin the vocal processor forever. That would be nice. I got batteries. I got batteries for my guitar. We're in good shape there. As long as I can route everything into what I need to. I have batteries for the guitar. We can do music again this week. A good one.
Kitchen supply store.
Kitchen supply store? What's your
kitchen supply store?
Uh-oh. What are you looking for? What are you looking at?
Stuff near that place in Solon.
Ah! Gotcha. You should get some kitchen supplies while you're out there. Get a walk.
I want to go back out. Well, when and if I ever have money again, I need to go to the Container Store because I need some containers for things.
Let me know, and let me know if you want company when you do.
Yeah.
I would like to go to a Container Store at some point. I've never actually been.
There's one on the east side. I've only been to the one in Columbus, but apparently there's one out by Micro Center. If we ever want to go out that way to that one.
No, I'm not going to that neighborhood ever again because they closed my Skyline Chili and I'm mad at them. And now they're closing Sam Ash Music, or it's already closed or something.
Oh, it's probably already closed.
That's a lie. I do still want to go out to Micro Center. They sell all kinds of cool stuff that I like. And it's the only place I know of that you can get balls without ordering it online now. There may be some other place, but I have no idea what or where it is. And I need my Guarana. It is good stuff. That is good stuff.
What is this?
What is that?
What is this mall? Oh, Beechwood. Beechwood Place.
Ooh. I should probably get some new computer stuff at Micro Center anyway. I don't even know what I want. There's very few things at Micro Center I don't want. There are lots of things I shouldn't get, but there are very few things I don't want. You know what I mean?
I know one thing that I absolutely want. Like I want the new Stream Deck. Which, by the way, Amaya, if you're here, they sell them at Target. That's why they haven't shown up on Amazon. Is Target got an exclusivity with them? They're selling them through Target.
So it looks like a
if you
trip
are
to
still looking to
Target
get one
may
of
be
those-
in your immediate future. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're actively in stores. You can just like pick one up and take it home immediately. I want more RAM. I want that other kit to fill in those other two slots because yes, I have 32 gig, but I regularly sit at least half just doing stuff.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing anything intensive like gaming, that other pushes up into north of close 25 to 30 gig. I'm like, doing something for a while.
Yeah.
And if I'm streaming, that also takes up more, and for not too much money, I can put another whole 32 gig of RAM in my computer and then have a lot of RAM and never have to worry about what game I'm running, what OBS, how much memory OBS is using, browsers that I have open, etc. It's just like, you have RAM. We will use it.
I
You
kind of
know,
want to do that too eventually someday. It's lower priority for me, but well, it's not exactly lower priority for me, but I'll
the
move up
the
to
biggest
32.
upgrade, the biggest upgrade you can do for your computer is find out what's the maximum amount of RAM your computer will support and work towards getting that.
I should
CPU is functional, like, oh, if I was a little bit faster, I might get this done in 20 seconds opposed to, like, oh, if I had a faster CPU, I'd get done in 15 seconds. Oh no, I'll wait the 20 seconds with the CPU I have. That's not going to change anything in your life. Having more RAM will change your life.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. When I went from 8 to 16, it did. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you again very much for that. But yes, 16 to 32, I would not object to that at all. It is on my
Yeah.
upgrade list. Oh man, oh man.
Same thing with laptops too.
And maybe a different graphics card eventually. Uh, I need one of those like 80 high def
You
ones.
need a new no, you need a new computer. That thing's
Small.
functional.
It sure did serve when my computer died as a replacement computer, but it was not an
It's a,
upgrade.
it's a Behringer computer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. That is what it is. I found
It does compute.
a little gray box that
Yeah.
would let me do half the things I want to in a reasonable way. When we make $1 million from Let's Cafe, will you help me piece together a computer?
Oh, absolutely.
Will you help me piece together a computer for Jamie? I need to remember to ask you about that too. She asked me, and I was going to ask you because I'm like, I don't even remember anymore. I'll have to go back and see what she was looking for. But she's like starting to save and wants to
No.
know what to. No?
But, well, no, because to actually piece together a whole computer, it's a lot of work picking parts and you need a lot of input. For somebody else, it is a whole lot easier these days and cheaper to select one of a good set of base computers that are pre-built
And add
that
to it.
has good and add expandability as you have time and money.
Okay.
You don't need 64 gig of RAM off the start. 32 would be more than overkill. Hell, even 16 off the start is fine as long as you know the board can take more later.
Fair. Fair.
Don't drop $400 on just memory off the start before you know if you're even going to use it or actually use it.
Yeah.
But have one where, hey, it's kind of sluggish. I'm doing all these things. I'm going to be doing more CAD work. Blah blah blah. Okay, don't go get the computer that has the 2 terabyte of SSD built into the start because it's a $400 upswing, but get one has a couple slots where if you know you need more storage, you need more fast storage, you can wait. And for a sale, you can wait for President's Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, back to school. Hey, there's a big 2 terabyte drive on sale this weekend. I can just put it in my computer and have more. Whatever means you had that generated the money to buy that computer, keep doing that and set it aside. Something I did, which is why I built this computer when I did, was every month, not every paycheck, every month, I would make sure I took $20 out of my paycheck, either out of one or whatever, and I would put it physically in an envelope in the base of my computer.
And when the stack got tall enough that it was stopping your GPU fan from spinning.
But if you go $20 a month, 12 months, that's $240, right? That is it, over a couple years. In between when you need a computer, your computer lasts 4 years. That's $1,000 sitting there. That's most of a good new computer, or at least major upgrades to the parts you have. Something breaks, you have a little nest egg sitting there, and it's offline physical money. It's not, oh, I've got this portion of my savings is for my computer. You might need it. But if you can physically put $20 in there,
And it stops existing in any other context then, yeah. No, I
yeah.
get that.
And oh, look, my hard drive's getting full. I really need more. There's $200 sitting in there. $100 even. It's been a half a year. There's $120 sitting there. Go to the store and buy another terabyte hard drive. They're not that expensive.
Yeah.
Save up, get a bigger one.
Yeah. In incremental upgrades. Start with a good base, incremental upgrades.
Yeah. You don't need the biggest, best thing off the bat. Unless you're dealing with a laptop, because it's a lot harder to upgrade, blah, 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 blah. Well, not unless it's a Mac, but
Every
you don't
computer's a
need-
laptop if you've got a big enough lap.
Yeet.
I kind of had to emphasize the point a little bit with that one. She's fine. She's fine. She bounced. We're good.
They land. They're fine. They're like toddlers. They bounce.
Well, the thing is, and sometimes I wish I could talk to cats and have them actually understand me. Because I want to tell her it's not that I don't want to cuddle. It's that we cannot cuddle right here and I am doing a thing. Let me finish the thing I am doing and then I will scoop you up and I will love you until you are sick of me. Absolutely. And I think some part of her does actually get that. I think she does understand it, and it's just really tough because she's uncomfortable, because heat and all of that. She's just miserable right now, biologically. We will take care of her, though. We will take care of her. And I will start drinking beverages that have caps until I get my orange air freshener. And my squirt bottle and everything else. So what are we
Squirt
gonna?
bottle, you say?
Yeah, it's sitting in the living room. You saw it. I went and filled it up. It's just sitting in the living room where it does not help me in here. And I need to bring it in
What are we
here.
gonna what?
I don't remember. I had a thought and it left. I'm so bad at that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably had something to do with what are we going to do next for Let's Cafe.
Oh, let's go look at the secret board that nobody else can see.
I have to talk to our two friends in the contractor chat. Because after I check in, and I'm holding on any other changes until I get this demo build stuff straightened out. Just because it's going to move files that I'm going to be mucking with afterwards, and I don't want to cross-contaminate. Once I get that in, I want to go back to working on story mode stuff. And I want to start talking story mode. We're going to be setting up the meeting about that and everything. But I have a structure for how I want that to work. And I have it, I'm pretty sure I have it documented. Let me go back and make sure I have it documented. I'm pretty sure I have it documented.
No, none of it's documented. You're bad at that.
No,
The documentation you had was for the proof of concept.
went back to make sure that I had written down how that was going to work. I distinctly remember doing that because I got
There are
called out for
29
not having it.
issues open. We should go through and decide which of these need to be completed. We need projects. We need milestones. Like which of these are blocking going live on Steam, which are Twitch specific things, which are post launch. Yes, we want to. Which of these are roadmap? Which of these are launch? And start
Yeah.
milestoning them out, and then eat away the ones that are blocking going live.
Fair. Fair.
Because there's all the issues that are coming in from our helpers that are very good, and we need to make sure they're all accounted for, because a lot of them are very, very good ideas, if not support the feedback we already have.
Right.
But yeah,
Fair. Fair.
get the Steam coming soon page up.
Oh, yeah. That's something we need to do very soon, too.
By the way, we are releasing Cafe on Steam.
Yes.
Hint, hint, viewers.
As soon as we have the coming soon page up, I will let you know so you can go wish list it on Steam, which please do. That actually helps us a lot, even if you do not end up buying it immediately or do not end up buying it at all. Wish list it. First of all, someone might give it to you, and second of all, that helps raise visibility on it. And aid our legitimacy as a business and studio and all of that whatnot. Have I told you how cool a journey this has been, doing all this? Like, making stuff for fun is one thing, that's cool and neat, but this is turning into something, and it is unbelievably fun. The whole process. Even the red tape bureaucratic parts of the process are fun in their own way. You know?
Just wait till, I mean, the two game, like, we have a game published that has made some dollars worth of money.
Yeah.
It is a proven concept that people like the stuff we make, and if it's polished enough correctly, they will actually pay for it. And we're about to release another fairly substantial one, which actually stands to make quite a bit of money longer term, and is very streamable and stream interactive in that. But also keep in mind, it's only been 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of other ideas we've got on other places that we could very quickly, within a few, and that's within 6 months, and that's including you had to pause to take a break to do some stuff for Winter Zeldathon.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
then you
true.
had the Metroid Marathon. How long did you spend on the Metroid game? And then, you did a few other huge projects in there that you had to spend a lot of time on. In addition to all the other stuff we've been working on for Jiggy project things, it's like we still managed to crank out 2 fully featured, real games.
Yeah.
In collectively our part-time. We won't have those impedances. Plus it's summer, so we'll have more time.
You know me, I'm going to find impedances.
No, make Hergel your new impedance. We can get more of these ideas we have out and packaged, and just making them out there for free, just for exposure and practice.
'Tis true.
We came this far in 6 months, Jason.
'Tis true. I cannot argue that. Piggle Jr., huh?
Well, we still have to, can do mobile.
Yeah.
We're gonna release that into app stores.
That way you can go play it on your assorted devices and all of that.
Yeah.
And then we'll go back and
potentially-
clean up Piggle for mobile.
Yeah.
And then we'll get back to Alchematic.
Honestly, I mean, what we possibly could do is either fix the web interface for the games we have, or package them up into one Hergel variety pack, shove them all in one app, and submit one app to the App Store.
That's what Isaac guy. What's his name?
Binding?
I can't think of his name for the life of me. But he released the Basement Collection on Steam, which is all his games from Edmund McMillan, which is all
Hmm.
his Flash games before Binding of Isaac. If you have not played the Basement Collection, I highly recommend all of those games, by the way. It has one of my favorite games of all time, which was a Flash game that, how do I diplomatically say, I want to steal the mechanic and make my own of that? I'll just say that, which is time, another word.
What?
So I think the official fixed title is Time FC UK, but on the title screen and everywhere he would make it do that, it would be time and then it would permute those four letters every frame. Like he didn't want to come right out and say it, but yes, yeah. Point is,
Oh,
with Steven,
yes.
yeah,
I have seen this.
yes,
I've recognized that screenshot, that logo. Okay.
yes. Anyway, um, yeah, Fart Hotel. We need to release our Fart Hotel. Is Can
If
Do
you
Fart
want
Hotel?
crappy... No. Can Do is actually good. If you want dumb shovelware games, I've played enough of them. We can do some shovelware and fill up the page and get things out there, and people have paid $1 for less.
That's true. That is very true. That is extremely true.
And we can make some decent, mediocre middleware games.
Oh, I have an idea. Oh, I have an awful idea. Um,
Hmm.
One of the overlays for your characters in Let's Cafe should, if you purchase it with real world currency, cost about $100, and it's a clipboard, and it gives your character district manager status. And if you have that overlay, you can manually change someone's average review.
No.
Just buy your way into the corporate hierarchy.
No. No. No.
That's bad. That's real bad, and I love it.
No. No, there's a bunch of... There's a couple different genres of games I think we should do one of to see how it works and get some experience. We need a clicker game, we need an idler game, we need a side scrolling kind of platformer.
Yeah.
Not Metroid Run type thing, but something actual planned out,
I
like an actual
want,
game and not an Infinite Runner.
when we get a little bit bigger and have a little bit more money to work with, I want a brand partnership with General Mills. I want to make Chocovania a real game. Symphony of the Night, but Count Chocula is the vampire, and you fight all the monster cereal monsters.
I'm out. I'm out.
Can't you imagine beating up Frankenberry? Wouldn't that be so cool? Or maybe he's
No.
on your team?
Yes, you wouldn't be able to beat them up. They don't want them to be the villains.
Okay, then
Don't make brands the bad guys.
it's the monster cereal monsters reclaiming their castle in a Symphony of the Night style game. And you switch between Boo Berry, Frankenberry, Count Chocula, Yummy Mummy, and Fruit Brute. And the new one, the Caramel DJ Girl, whatever the hell her name is. That was their thing from this past year's. The new monster is a caramel apple DJ monster.
What happened? Why is caramel like the hot new shit all of a sudden? Because McDonald's just came out with their Grandma Blizzard, and it's just a caramel thing.
I have no idea why that's floated back up to everyone's collective consciousness. And unpopular take, I'm not a caramel person.
It's okay.
Yeah, it at best it's okay. I don't seek out caramel things. They have a coffee creamer. I look for zero sugar coffee creamers to minimize the sugar I intake when I'm drinking way too much creamer and a little bit of coffee cold because I'm a heathen. They have a chocolate caramel one, and I do not like it because the caramel flavor is too strong. That's why I get the coconut. It's the only other good flavor of the zero sugar collection. And the only while I'm yelling about that, you can buy the peppermint mocha sugar-free creamer at Christmas time. You can buy the peppermint mocha non-sugar-free creamer year-round, and that infuriates me. Like, I want the sugar-free peppermint mocha. If you make that available year-round, that is exclusively what I will buy. Why are you limiting me to 2 months out of the year? Why did they discontinue all the good Java monsters? Why can't I get a McRib?
Oh.
Bring back the Big Bell Beefer. While I'm yelling about them taking away food I don't like, bring back the Bell Beefer.
Give me a McDLT, damn it.
Yeah! Yeah! Anyway, as you were saying before I so rudely ranted, was it about the Java monsters?
Oh, there's actually a bunch of story about Monster in general and their ongoings and their brand stuff and what happened to some of the flavors and stuff.
I am very curious. I'll have to do more digging into that.
It wasn't as simple as, oh, we just like wanted to rotate stuff out. It's like, no, there's like reasons and stuff for some of them.
The animal they made it from is extinct. Think smaller. Think a lot more legs.
Lower to the ground.
I
do want a McRib.
I can't be too mad. They brought back the spicy nuggets at Wendy's. Because remember, those were gone for a while. And they brought back the Mexican pizza. Because remember, that was gone for a while.
Wait. Spicy nuggets went away?
Yes, they did.
That's not just like a thing they have all the time?
They had them, they stopped having them, and then they brought them back full time. But yes, they took them off the menu for a while.
Why? Did they use all of the spice plant?
No, they used all of the animal they got the nugget from. You'll notice they don't call them spicy chicken nuggets. They just call them spicy nuggets. No, really, spicy nuggets were off the menu for a while. And they came back at some point. And I have been eternally grateful for that ever since.
Well, you know what happened with the Mexican pizza, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's just monumentally dumb.
Taco Bell's allowed to experiment. I encourage that. You know, they can go ahead and change their menu because you can go into any Taco Bell at any point and get a tortilla with meat, cheese, assorted vegetables, and some kind of flavored lubricant to help it go down your throat hole. You just have to
Yes, and all
pick a
you're really
name.
picking is the shape.
Yeah, the shape and the
The
proportion of the
shape.
ingredients.
The shape, and do you want it a double?
Yeah. But you know, they come up with some cool new stuff. Have you seen the latest update that Danny sent on the cover art? How mad is he going to be when I slap our logo on that corner? He's going to be like, "No, you're ruining my design." But boy, is that so cute. Oh, it's so cute.
well, well, I mean, as long as it keeps the bottom right open for
Yeah. Yeah.
the logo, yeah.
You know what? Make sure you are in the Hergel Studios Discord. Let me type this right. So that you can be among the first to see the new cover art as we push it out live. And keep updated on all these other projects that we have been talking about. If you want to play Let's Cafe for yourself, we're going to have a demo up eventually, soon, someday.
Soon,
Soon. Soon.
soon.
We're close. We're close. Especially if this build process works, because we can push up the demo and update it as we need to when we put in and fix things. We can do that. That's the whole reason we're doing it the way we're doing it now.
Yes, it. We've decided pretty much on the changes of what the demo will have that won't be in the game that you have seen Jason already streaming. And Jason can tell you what they are because he just wrote that into that document. I'm willing to bet he probably still has it open and that branch because he was working on it before we started.
Let's see. Readme.md. Differences from the game demo and the. Where is it? It's here. I was just looking at it. You won't have the Twitch functionality available in the demo, and there's a slightly more limited amount of recipes and ingredients and customers that you'll see. You'll still have a pretty decent selection of them, but not the full gamut of them, because it's just a taste of the day. You will see more of the power ups because they're available for sale every day as opposed to being time limited. But they have some caps on their functionality, and you'll get a pop up to remind you once a week in game. Once a week in game, not every day, not all the time, just to keep your eyes open and where to look for the full version as it comes out. But aside from that, all of the functionality of the game will be available to you. So you'll know whether or not it's something you enjoy playing. We don't want to take the whole game away from you and just give you a small slice of it. We want you to be able to play the game and then offer extra stuff to the people who want to throw a few dollars behind it and support us financially as well. Yes, I did have it open. You are 100% right. I have VS Code in the window behind the one I'm looking at because I was working on it actively when I started doing this. Speaking of which, I think it's just about time for me to get back to that. We are at about time here. Any final thoughts before we wrap up for the evening? Join all the assorted discords.
Yeah.
That way you can keep track of what we're doing. We will be back again with you next Wednesday at the absolute latest doing the Blue House Bowl session. I know I am going to be doing some streaming of development and playing Let's Cafe this week and this weekend. Fuzzy, you got anything fun planned for stream as we're going along through the week?
It's Wednesday now. I very hopefully am going to get on tomorrow and do something. I want to get on and do some development stuff, but I don't know how much of the stuff I have to do I can actually stream because it's a lot of like server stuff, and I don't want to show that stuff. But
Understandable.
I mean, I can always just like get on and put up like some animated gifs in the middle content while I do. Here, look at shiny colors while I program and hang out.
So what I'm hearing is I need to write watch mode for Let's Cafe tonight so that you can stream it tomorrow.
What the hell would watch mode even be?
Customers come in and out and go by the window. You're watching the cafe. You're not watching from the kitchen. You're watching from somewhere else in the cafe. And customers come in and sit down at tables and eat and get up and leave. And people walk by the window. And there's the order window on this side of the screen. A side view of the cafe as opposed to a view from the kitchen out. Kitchen on one side, outside on the other. Watch people come in and interact and wander around. Carry their little trays of food and stuff.
It seems like a lot to add to the game only for watch mode. See, I was thinking more like we have the technology from the Can Do one to like make the icons go to a place.
Yeah.
And we could just have the materials infinite amount and they come in at their order and it just slowly builds the order. Ding! And then they leave. Just have the game literally play, slide in, slide in, slide in. Make, slide in, make.
I'm not against that. I could get with that. I could see that working pretty well.
That's what a tween distance.
Yeah.
Infinite supplies and just tween the things in.
I could get with that. I could absolutely get with that.
You skip the menu. You have infinite supplies of whatever they order. Find a set of recipes that you could have all the ingredient slots filled and an infinite amount at the bottom, and don't add any recipes in the book that you can't make with 32 items or whatever it is.
Yeah. Do some math and find the biggest overlapping set of.
Yeah.
I dig it. I could get with that.
Or even then, no, screw that. Have it pick 32 ingredients. You get infinite of those. Load all the recipes. They come in and they don't make, oh no, they get canceled.
Yeah.
Just that, just not even bother doing the math. Just load everything. Let the game sort it out.
That's how it works. We already have a check for whether or not you can make a recipe. Oh, man. Okay. I need to write some down.
No. You have all have it unlock all recipes.
Yeah.
Have it pick 32 of them. Just let the game order. You can't make it. Oh no, it'll auto cancel.
Well, my night is sorted.
I'll sit and stream it.
I will keep that in mind. I may hold you to that.
We could have the Hergel channel stream it.
That is true. That is very true. That would be a good way to announce the launch of the demo, too. Anyway, I think that is going to be it for us for the evening.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, 12-hour. I'll volunteer my CPU and bandwidth because yours will probably explode. And we'll just have a 12-hour stream.
Keep your eyes open in the Hergel Discord listed above, right here in chat. Here, down there, somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the chat. Pay attention to that. That's going to be it for us this weekend. We will catch you next week around. Thank you all for being here so much, and have yourself a good one. Stay safe, stay sane. We love you all. Thank you.